Today we will learn about respiration. Respiration is an oxidation reaction. Here the carbohydrates, that is the food we eat, will be oxidized to liberate energy. Energy that is liberated will be stored in mitochondria as ATP. So energy will be stored as ATP in mitochondria. There's a difference between respiration and breathing. Respiration means it is a chemical process. Here oxidation of food materials takes place. That is, carbohydrates are oxidized to liberate energy. Whereas breathing is a physical process. Here only exchange of gases takes place. That is, we take in air, oxygen will be taken in and carbon dioxide will be given out. So it is a physical process. Respiration is different from breathing. Respiration means carbohydrates are oxidized to liberate energy. Respiration is of two types: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means the respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration means absence of oxygen. Example, yeast. Respiration will take place in the absence of oxygen. In human beings, how do we respire? We respire in the presence of oxygen. So we have aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration means absence of oxygen. We will see what happens during respiration, how the glucose molecules are broken down and what are the various ways involved in the breaking down of glucose. First, glucose. Glucose is a 6-carbon molecule. Formula for glucose is C6H12O6. So it is a 6-carbon molecule. Contains 6 carbon atoms, so it is a 6-carbon molecule. Glucose will be oxidized to pyruvate. Pyruvate is a 3-carbon molecule. This will take place in cytoplasm. Oxidation of glucose to pyruvate will take place in cytoplasm. So in cytoplasm, glucose will be oxidized to pyruvate. Pyruvate can be broken down in 3 ways. In the first case, in the absence of oxygen. That is in yeast. How yeast respires in the absence of oxygen? This pyruvate will be broken down to ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy will be liberated. And when there is no sufficient oxygen, that is during lack of oxygen, in our muscle cells, pyruvate will be broken down to lactic acid and energy will be liberated. When we run fast, we get cramps in our legs. This is due to lack of oxygen in our muscle cells. If you take rest, this will become okay. So we get sufficient oxygen, then it will get okay. Pyruvate will be broken down, lactic acid and energy will be liberated. The third case is in the presence of oxygen. In the presence of oxygen, pyruvate will be oxidized to carbon dioxide, water and energy. So what are the 3 ways in which pyruvate is oxidized? First, in the absence of oxygen, you get ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. Lack of oxygen, that is in our muscle cells, we get lactic acid and energy. In the presence of oxygen, we get carbon dioxide, water and energy. This energy will be stored in mitochondria as ATP. The full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. You have to learn the full form, you have to learn ATP and where it is stored. You will get questions. This breakdown of glucose chart also you have to learn. For example, 6-carbon molecule is oxidized to 3-carbon molecule. Write the reaction. So you have to write glucose is oxidized to pyruvate. Then they can ask what happens to glucose in the absence of oxygen. What you will get? You will get ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. In the lack of oxygen, we get lactic acid and energy. In the presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide, water and energy. Why do we get cramps? We get cramps due to lack of oxygen in the muscle cells. Incomplete oxidation takes place. So lactic acid will be formed. So we get cramps. We take rest due to sufficient supply of oxygen. We become normal. Let's see the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic will take place in the absence of oxygen. End products of aerobic respirations are carbon dioxide and water, whereas in anaerobic it is ethanol and carbon dioxide. In aerobic respiration, more energy is released. Anaerobic respiration, less energy is released. Anaerobic respiration takes place in cytoplasm and mitochondria. Anaerobic takes place only in cytoplasm. Here in aerobic respiration, complete oxidation of glucose takes place. Anaerobic, incomplete oxidation of glucose takes place. Let us see the equation. Glucose giving pyruvate, that is 6-carbon atom glucose. In cytoplasm, it gives pyruvate. Pyruvate then gets converted to carbon dioxide, water and energy. This energy is stored in mitochondria as ATP. Here in yeast, glucose gets converted to pyruvate. Pyruvate then gets broken down to form ethanol and carbon dioxide and energy. In muscle cells, glucose is converted into pyruvate. Pyruvate to lactic acid and energy. This lactic acid is responsible for cramps in legs. So this is the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. It's an important question you have to learn by heart. Different animals have different organs for respiration. Unicellular animals like amoeba, respiration takes place through diffusion. To the body surface itself, exchange of gases will take place. In aquatic animals, respiration takes place through gills. Fishes takes oxygen dissolved in water. You would have seen the fishes' gills movement is faster. They keep on moving faster. Why? Because their breathing rate is more. Fishes' breathing rate is more because they take oxygen dissolved in water. Availability of oxygen is less in water. So they have to breathe more. That is why the breathing rate is more in fishes. Whereas in terrestrial animals like human beings, our breathing rate is less when compared to fishes because oxygen is sufficiently available in atmosphere. Next is insects. Organ of respiration for insect is spiracles and trachea. For terrestrial organisms like human beings, organ of respiration is lungs. In plants, exchange of gases takes place by diffusion. Now let us see human respiratory system. Lungs are the respiratory organs in humans. It is located in the thoracic cavity. Human respiratory system consists of nostrils. It starts from nostrils. From the nostrils it goes to nasal cavities. In the nasal cavities you have air and mucus. The function of air and mucus is to ward off any unwanted particles that enter into the nose. From the nasal cavity it goes to pharynx. From the pharynx it goes to larynx. Larynx is also known as Adam's apple or voice box. Then from larynx you can see the rings of cartilage. This is known as trachea. The purpose of rings of cartilage is it will prevent the trachea from collapsing even when there is no air in it. Then trachea divides into two. This is known as the bronchia. Next to the lungs, trachea will divide into two. Each branch will enter into each lungs. One will enter to the right lungs and the other will enter to the left lungs. Inside the lungs, the bronchia divides into smaller branches. These branches are known as bronchioles. Bronchioles ends into a sac-like structure or balloon-like structure known as alveoli. This is alveoli. Exchange of gases takes place in alveoli. That is, oxygen from the alveolar sac will diffuses into the blood and blood carries it to various parts of the body. From the blood, carbon dioxide will diffuses into alveolar sac and it will be given out while breathing out. It will be given out. Let's now see mechanism of breathing. What happens when we breathe? When the air moves in, diaphragm will move down and it will flatten. The ribs will move out. As a result, the cavity will be raised. So air will enter into the lungs. Entry of air into the lungs is known as inhalation. During inhalation, ribs are lifted. We lift our ribs. Diaphragm flattens and chest cavity enlarges. As a result, air enters into the lungs. During exhalation, that is when we give out air. As air moves out, ribs moves downwards. Ribs will move downward. Diaphragm becomes dome shaped. You can see the diaphragm again becoming dome shaped. Chest cavity contracts. As a result, the chest cavity will contract and the air will go out of the lungs. This movement of air out of the lungs is known as exhalation. So this is the mechanism of breathing. That is what happens during inhalation and exhalation. Mechanism of breathing involves both inhalation and exhalation. During inhalation, air moves in, the ribs moves out, diaphragm moves down. As a result, the thoracic cavity or the chest cavity increases. Air will move into the lungs. During exhalation, ribs will move in, diaphragm becomes dome shaped, chest cavity decreases. As a result, air moves out of the lungs. This is known as exhalation. Let's see the passage once more. From the nostrils, it goes to nasal cavities to pharynx, pharynx to larynx, then to trachea, bronchi, bronchioles and alveoli. Alveoli, exchange of gases takes place in alveoli. These alveoli are balloon-like structure that will increase the surface area of exchange of gases. Moreover, this alveoli is richly supplied with blood vessels so that maximize the area of absorption. Respiratory pigment is hemoglobin. Oxygen will be transported by the hemoglobin in the blood. And how about carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide will be transported in dissolved form in the blood. Carbon dioxide is soluble in blood, so it will be transported in the dissolved form in the blood, different parts of the body. And this lung is designed in such a way so as to maximize area for exchange of gases. The presence of alveolar sac, the balloon-like structure, will help to increase the surface area of exchange of gas. Moreover, this alveoli is richly supplied with blood vessels so that exchange of gases can take place easily. This is regarding the respiratory system. You have to learn this diagram. Ask you to label the diagram, especially for the online exam. They will give you the picture and you will have to label the diagrams. And for your written exams, you have to draw and label the parts, and they can ask questions. The various questions that can be asked under this topic is differentiate between aerobic and anaerobic respiration, how oxygen and carbon dioxide are transported in human beings, how lungs are designed in human beings to maximize the area for exchange of gases, name the respiratory pigment, how does exchange of gases takes place in plant, write the pathways for the breakdown of glucose, name the end product of glucose digestion in muscles, name the end products of respiration in yeast, energy is produced more during aerobic or anaerobic respiration, name the parts of the human respiratory system, how does aquatic animals like fishes respire, name the respiratory organs in fish, why is the breathing rate of fish is faster than in humans, exchange of gases takes place in dash. So these are some of the important questions that can be asked under this topic.